What up? It's Chris from Laser Lemming, and Assassin's Creed the movie is a flop. It's not doing so good. Financially, it is probably going to lose a lot of money, at least from mis ojos, my eyes, my perspective of the situation right now. But Ubisoft Motion Pictures, that is Ubisoft's first film studio, that they have decided to release their major theatrical release of Assassin's Creed, their biggest franchise on the block right now, their very first movie, and it's not turning out the way they would like. So, what happened? What happened? Well, Ubisoft and Fox, marketing geniuses that they are, did what normally happens when a video game movie is created. So, a very popular video game franchise exists in the world. It's in the zeitgeist. We understand. We know about it. Somebody will reference it on the Big Bang Theory and go, haha, I know that. I've heard of that. Halo, Assassin's Creed, whatever. It's there, and so a company like Fox will say, hey, I know that. That's very popular. It makes a lot of money. How can I fuck it up? Fox says that every time. A studio will say, how can I fuck up your video game franchise? And in this case, Ubisoft raised their hand and said, pick me, pick me, pick me. We want to get a piece of this video game shitty action in the big screen. We want to show off how badly we can screw up our adaptations too. So Fox said, hey, you got it. We like Assassin's Creed. We've heard of that. We're going to screw it up with you. So $125 million later, that was the estimated budget for this movie. Does not include marketing, most likely. So with marketing, you could probably add about $60-70 million on top of that. So you're looking at $190-200 million in total. Give or take. Out of my bullshit estimation. So Ubisoft, Fox, match made in hell. They make this movie. It's not a good movie, at least according to reviews and reception from audiences. Now, Rotten Tomato critics had it, I think it pegged it around 17% positive and about 60% critical, or the audience, about 60% of audiences liked it, about 17% of critics liked it. Metacritic had it about 39% of critics liked it, about 69% of audiences kind of liked it. So it's a mishmash, but it's definitely not an overwhelmingly positive reception. There's a lot of negative, some positive, some in the middle, but it's not that great of a movie. So you have that problem. It's not going to get good word of mouth. It's not going to get the Sixth Sense treatment where even though it had a bad first week, it's going to have a great second week, because that's not what happened. What did happen? What did happen? Well, you had Ubisoft and Fox, and on this, we're probably going to blame Fox here, because Fox is the one that knows what they're doing. This is just Ubisoft's first movie. All they're doing is throwing money at it, hiring some of the best people that Fox will suggest. Again, I'm assuming. And Fox is in charge. So what does Fox do? Well, Disney had this movie called Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. You might have heard of it. There might have been hundreds of millions of dollars in marketing thrown at you on a constant basis. You might have heard of it. And Fox, who used to distribute the Star Wars movies, says, you know what? Fuck them. We can beat them. We can do better. So Star Wars, a Rogue One movie, or whatever you want to call it, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, comes out. About 6 days later, Fox says, you know what? You've had your fill of Star Wars. Get ready for the new Star Wars. Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender. You're going to hate it. That's what happened. 6 days after Star Wars, a Rogue One story, that's what we're going to call it. 6 days later, Assassin's Creed comes out. Bad reviews and all. I wonder if it flopped. Yes, it did. As a matter of fact, you guessed right. It flopped. It didn't make nearly enough money. $125 million budget, and it opens at I want to say like $19 million, $14 million. Not so hot, because your opening weekend is your big weekend, typically for most movies. It's not The Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense is a weird story where it got more popular as the weeks went on. This was not that. It only went down. So right now, you have Rogue One, Star Wars Story, sitting at number 1 for like the second week in a row. It'll be there for the third, probably fourth. And way down in between all of these other movies, you have Assassin's Creed, sitting at like number 9, about 2 weeks after release. So, if you're not familiar, what happens if you move down that far, that quickly, theaters can't wait to get you the hell out. Okay? If you're not getting butts in seats, you're getting out. So what they might do is they might limit the theaters showing Assassin's Creed. So you might only get 1 or 2 showings of Assassin's Creed, and you might get more Star Wars showings in their place instead. So Star Wars is getting more money. Assassin's Creed is only getting worse. Now, Ubisoft Motion Pictures has signed several deals, at least according to Wikipedia. Assassin's Creed is the only one with a date, at least according to Wikipedia, as of right now. So Assassin's Creed 2 was planned on this list, and there was The Division, a Rabbids movie, a bunch of other Ubisoft movies, but they're all TBA right now, to be announced. So there are other studios. Fox has got the Assassin's Creed. They nabbed that. But other studios were trying to fuck up other films too, like Warner Brothers, and I'm sure some other studios as well. I'm just reading Wikipedia right now. I'm just bullshitting you, telling you my thoughts and opinions on this, but there are other studios that at least were interested in Ubisoft properties. Now, this movie has made about, at least according to Box Office Mojo, if you include domestic, which is the US, and foreign, which is everyone else, it adds up to about $87 million as of the filming of this video. Now you might be saying, hey, $125 million budget, $88 million, not bad. It might make its budget back, but like I said, at least in a previous recording of this video, I don't know if it made the initial cut, but marketing plays a big part in this. So you might be looking at about a $60 to $70 million marketing budget. So on top of the money that they spent to actually make the movie, the $125 million, there's a huge marketing budget that's rarely discussed. So a lot of money that you never saw actually went into this movie. Or you might have seen it in a commercial. A commercial for a movie you didn't actually see. I didn't see it. You probably didn't see it yourself because, like I said, look at the Box Office Mojo. It's not doing so well. Now, like I said, the movie's not getting great reception. And if you've been following video game movies for any time at all, that should not surprise you. Didn't surprise me. But a lot of people were really excited about this movie when they heard Kanye West blasting over Assassin's Creed on the big screen. I wasn't fooled myself, but a lot of people were, and I'm sure many of those people actually enjoyed this movie. But will you see an Assassin's Creed 2? Probably not. You probably have as much chance of seeing an Assassin's Creed 2 as you do of seeing a Ghostbusters 2 reboot. So, those are my unbiased thoughts on this. I think Ubisoft dropped the ball. Fox probably really dropped the ball. You know, I think that there was earnest effort to make this good because a lot of money was thrown at it. You don't get Michael Fassbender for cheap, and I'm sure he wanted to headline a big franchise, but it ain't gonna be this one. At least I don't think so. You know, from my muddled perspective, I see it as a movie that might be considered okay, but ultimately not worth my time and money. But all I can do until I actually see the movie is just bullshit to you about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you see Assassin's Creed? Why? Why not? You don't have to answer why not. That one's fairly self-evident to me, but go ahead. Tell me why not. Tell me why. Tell me whatever you want to say. What do you think of it? Do you think there's going to be another one? Do you think there should be? Did you play the Assassin's Creed collection this year? I think Ubisoft originally wanted to launch this movie with big numbers and release a game, but, you know, they had to cancel this year's game and release a collection instead. Not what Ubisoft wanted. This was not Ubisoft's year, I think. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe the marketing geniuses that did this. Star Wars was out less than a week, and they decide to launch a movie that goes after the same demographic. A much worse movie. They decided to launch a much worse movie less than a week later. It was destined to bomb. Destined to bomb. But I'm running out of voice here. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon.